Professor Simon Holland has just announced that the EU, or European Union, has just found evidence of alien pictures and data being encoded in signals that are coming from outer space. You heard me right. Let's dive in and see what this is all about. If you're new to the channel, y'all, and you like content like this, please hit that subscribe button. We put out a new video every day, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. I do not miss a day. Please hit that like button, y'all. That really helps out the videos. So thank y'all so much for the support there, vetters. And of course, comment down below. What do you think of this news? If true, it's astounding, to be honest with you, right? This is a smoking gun. This is breaking news. How is everybody not talking about this? So let's dive in and see what this is about. Got quite a few clips to go over. Let's just jump right in. Again, I'm going to put links to the original videos on YouTube. These are just some short clips to, get us through it. Let's just start.
My source tells me they've resolved some signals. He's telling me that they found discernible, unique information encoded in the global ET signal. What is it, says I? Decoding what they have found is a big part of this project. What he was prepared to say is their pictures, their data. What exactly alien ET pictures would look like is really fascinating. I hope what I've told you today is enough to convince you that massive funding is being spent on a mega project, a global EU-run telescope network. Why are they doing it? And when will they reveal what they found? The truth is out there.
Holy cow. I mean, holy cow, right? What are we talking about? That's crazy. Right, so let's see if I can steelman this back, right? The European Union is working on a telescope network globally, right, to sort of, I guess, listen in on these signals, work together, right, collaborate, and they have found pictures and data encoded in some signals. What do ET pictures look like exactly? Are they selfies? Like, this one's going to Earth, y'all. Get in, everybody. I don't know. Are they intergalactic TikToks? Very interesting. The idea that they would take pictures, right? They have photography, or what kind of pictures? What do they mean by pictures? Drawings. Some people call them pictures. So, yeah, I don't even know what that means, but it's fascinating. And data, right, encoded in some signals coming from outer space. Let's be real. This is like the movie Contact. That's what happens in Contact. They get blueprints, right, to build a machine, and data and pictures. We also send pictures back as data, right, from our telescopes that are out there floating around, Hubble, James Webb, right, and then we compile that data to create these images that we get of the universe, right? The solar systems and whatnot. So is that what they found? Something like that? Data that they're like, okay, we can make these into pictures. Anyway, fascinating. Okay, I don't know what else to say. Like, this is what you want. These are the stories you want if you're into this topic. I mean, this is crazy to me, if I'm being honest. It's like crazy. But, he's got a source. It's telling him this. So look, let's get some more details on this story, okay? Before everyone gets a little crazy. Hang on.
So that, of course, raises the next obvious question. With all these hundreds of people, even cleaning ladies working at telescopes in South Africa, Namibia, Australia, Holland, Manchester, and Germany, why doesn't the cleaning lady find a scrap of paper going, "Today we search for aliens," and tell the world about it? So that's a great question. Why am I only hearing from it, and why me? from this person who's very involved in the funding for joining telescopes together. And he said this: it was just the same as Jocelyn Bell and Little Green Men. You don't blab about it until you've got proof. But there was enough evidence to get EU, massively rich organization, to fund this global project, but run by the EU, not run by the Americans. Why? You'd imagine American scientists and governments would know all about this. So any government proving ET exists, maybe even communicating with them or getting some information from them, would be light years ahead of their competitors. So in a modern space race, talking to ET first would be very desirable. Why aren't the Americans doing it? Very interesting question. I keep on hearing the same answer. Science in America is very open-minded. Scientists in radio telescopes like Green Bank and all the other big facilities in the United States would love to be doing this, but they get funded by rather strange people in US government. And this goes back to the UFO UAP story. I keep hearing the upper echelon Pentagon and government funders and lobby groups are rather fundamentally Christian, much more than Europe is. And they worry that UFOs, UAP, and aliens are devils and angels. A very small number of very important people in the United States, not probably the scientists, are actually stopping research into UAP, UFO, and searching for aliens because they worry it would undermine their fundamental religion. But just look at this. This is a list of the organizations, the countries, the big business, and the money involved in EU doing a major project. It could be just the EU spending money. They like big science like CERN and ITER, the fusion project. So on your behalf, I asked the obvious question: what have they found?
Pardon me. I gotta say, I didn't know really. I've seen maybe a video or two of that guy, but I'm a huge fan now, if I'm being honest. Okay, he's got a great YouTube channel. I'm in now. I'm sold on this guy. He's great. Pavel Ibarra, who has been on the show, he's a contributor with The Big Thing. He's got his own podcast. He's going to be interviewing Professor Simon Holland about this, so I'm really looking forward to that interview. I'll do a follow-up video and cover Pavel's interview that he does with him for sure. And yeah, super fascinated by this guy now. Like, this is an interesting story. Very, honestly, a lot of the population could get behind the story, right? Signal coming from space. It's encoded with data. Let's break it down. We got telescopes, right? We're working on something. This is a little, kind of a story people can attach themselves to. So I like this story a lot. And it's interesting. And it's not that far-fetched. It seems pretty obvious that one day that would happen. One day we would get a signal. Right? Sort of like the three-body problem, which is interesting. Right? Again, the movie Contact. Other films, I mean, it's not that unordinary to get a signal. Right? Even Independence Day was about sending a signal. So, yeah, I'm fascinated by this, right? And why the U.S. isn't involved. Let's be real. They're doing something. There's no way they're not. But it is true about the religious connotation there. So the EU funding this global exercise, right, if you will, project together. I'm telling you all, this is fascinating. So they basically don't want to, talk about this publicly because they want to wait till they have all the evidence and proof of this before they reveal it. But they did tell this guy, Professor Simon Holland, and he was allowed to go on his YouTube and talk about it. So maybe they're just sprinkling it out there. I don't know. Curious what his source would have said. Yeah, go share this on YouTube. That's cool. I don't know. maybe it's to get that funding pushed further. Does that make sense? Right? If people from the EU that are deciding on this funding, they hear this story oh, wow, we got this going. Okay, yeah, let's definitely fund this. I don't know. I mean, eventually people are going to want to see this. Regardless if it turns out to be real or not, we're going to want to see what they thought they believed to be alien pictures and data. Does that make sense? Even if it's fake, we're going to want to see what it was. Or it wasn't what they thought, right? So I'm curious, what does that look like? What is it, right? So I have some examples of something, right? A long time ago, in the 70s, there was something called the wow signal, right? I'm going to play a couple videos to kind of give you an idea. Well, I'll play one video, give you an idea of what this is. So Stephen Hawking talking about the wow signal and exactly what it was. Some of you may remember it's from the 70s. Some of you may not, but this is it. They found a signal. It was unusual. They wrote wow next to it, and it became known as the wow signal. Anyway, let me play this clip here and give you all a little backstory.
Where is everybody? We've been listening to space for over 40 years. And in all that time, we've picked up nothing. Well, except for one mysterious occasion. On August 16th, 1977, a radio telescope in Ohio picked up a signal that became famous. The telescope listened to space by scanning the skies as the Earth rotated. And just once, it recorded a signal that got everyone excited. The wow signal, as it became known. The signal was a steady source of radio waves, just the kind an alien race might send, because it stands out from the radio static that fills the universe. A computer recorded the signal as 6 letters and numbers. Astronomer Jerry Ehrman saw the data and wrote one word in the margin.
Wow.
Ehrman and others subsequently searched the same patch of sky many times, but found nothing. The wow signal had vanished. The whole mysterious episode reveals that making contact with aliens via radio is always going to be difficult. In such a vast universe, messages take a long time to reach their destination. The wow signal appeared to come from a star system 200 light years away. So it took at least 200 years to reach us. If we sent a reply, it would take another 200 years to reach them. By which time, they might have forgotten they sent anything and stopped listening for a reply. Worse, they might well have destroyed themselves in the meantime. The human race very quickly discovered the power of the atom bomb. If the same holds for intelligent aliens, then they might not last long. Perhaps they all blow themselves up soon after they discover that E equals mc squared.
Interesting. So anyway, there you have it, right? As an example, it's the new wow signal, essentially, if that's true, right? And again, just to recap, pardon me, Professor Simon Holland is saying he has a source in the EU, okay, the European Union, that is putting this group together, right, of telescopes globally, right? This project together to look up at the sky, right, for signals. And they've already started, right? And they've found something. And in that signal is pictures and data encoded in it. And they've got to verify that before they release it to the public. When that's going to happen, who knows? What are they going to show? Who knows? How long is that going to take? I mean, right? Years, let's be real. But that's fascinating, right? Again, is this it right here? Like, are we going to look back years from now and be like, remember that video with Professor Simon Holland? That was the smoking gun. We got proof there, you know. Now, granted, I know some of you are saying, well, yeah, but what about the proof on Earth already? There's all this stuff. Okay, I get that. But this is, again, something for mainstream, you know, public, Joe Q or John Q or whatever it is, right, accepting this. This, in conjunction with everything else, right, that we know about the U.S. government hiding crash craft, reverse engineering that craft, that technology. You put this with the signal, right? This helps, right, the movement towards disclosure, in my opinion. So I definitely think it's part of the conversation, for sure. And it should be very exciting to y'all, in my opinion. But of course, everyone decide for themselves. For me, it's exciting. It's exciting. I you know, if you're like, yeah, but I've seen a UFO, this is nothing. I get it, right? But for a lot of people, if this gets out and this becomes a story, which it should, I think we're going to need proof, of course, right? Evidence of this to see these pictures. And again, what did they use to determine that? But that's quite a claim to come out with, right? And Professor Simon Holland to say that is a big deal, right? And just to come out and say this stuff. So, you know, you're not just going to throw that around willy-nilly. So I'm fascinated by this, and I'm going to stay up to date with it. And I hope Pavel's interview he does, again, Pavel Ibarra is going to be doing an interview with Professor Simon Holland. I know that he'll ask the right questions, and I know we'll get more details on exactly what this is about, because this could be groundbreaking, or it could be nothing, right? So very curious. Yeah, very curious to find out more. So anyway, y'all, all right, we'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. I do want to say that yesterday I went on a podcast called All Things Unexplained. I'll put a link down in the description if you want to see that video. We talked about, you know, the UFO topic in general, but did kind of talk about Diana Pasulka, Tim Taylor, some of that. It was a great conversation. Really enjoyed it with Tim, CJ, and Smitty. Great little team they got there. Really enjoyed it. They have some great interviews on that. On that channel, to be honest with you. And some stuff they told me that Diana Pasulka said that I was like, wait, I mean, wow. With an interview they just did with her like a month ago. So I might have to do a video, to be honest with you. Because I guess she definitely talked about some stuff I was not aware of. So I don't know. Anyway, I'll put a link down in the description. Go check it out. Go subscribe to their channel. Again, they have some great interviews, and they have some stuff coming up really good. They're going to be interviewing Brandon Fugel from Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch. And they've got some other great interviews on there. It's a great show. So anyway, don't forget, y'all, check out the Discord server. That thing is banging. It's popping. You know, thank you to everyone that joined and getting this going. A lot of people that didn't know what to do. They're just, you know, faithful vetters jumping on there, learning. Me as well. I do want to say that community is for everybody, right? So it's not really for me. It's for the vetters and anybody else that just wants to get down on this topic to discuss. So I'm kind of in and out in there. Don't expect to just see me all the time. I have videos to make and stuff, so I can't be in there all the time. It's really for the community. Right? Just like the comment section on these YouTube videos, I don't really get down in there, right? It's not for me. It's for y'all to have discussions, and I don't, you know, just let that be what it is, you know. So same thing for Discord. That's really what it is. To just for y'all to discuss things and vet, other cases, throw out ideas. Hey, start vetting stuff yourselves. And it's great. That's what I see happening. So great. Thank y'all. I can't, again, shout out to Daniel Clancy and the other mods that are helping there too, y'all. Amazing. They're the best mods on YouTube. I'm telling you, they're amazing. They're amazing. So yes, thank y'all so much for all the work you do. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm not going to say what video, but things are coming. So just there you go. All right, guys. Remember, every day's a gift.